and welcome to page 52 of volume 2 of my graphic novel of comic strips titled Founder. This is my second recording for this audio, and I point this out because when I started the first one, I started doing high concept ideas and talking about high concept ideas, and it sounded really pompous. So I wanted to try again. Trying to stay natural, trying to stay me, okay? And that's what you gotta do when you're telling stories. You can't be somebody else. You can only be you. And if you're silly, be silly. If you're serious, be serious. If you want to be contemplative, and just be yourself, okay? And tell your story and do your stuff and enjoy it. Enjoy making it, the process, okay? Because while it's really nice to have a finished product, that lasts for like 2 seconds and then you're on to the next thing. So making stuff has to be where you had your fun. And so I'm re-recording because I don't want to be pompous and arrogant. I don't want to sound like I have all this experience and I know what I'm talking about, because quite frankly, I'm winging it. And if you talk honestly with a lot of other adults, they will admit that too. Winging it. Tell my kids this all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never raised kids before. I know people who have. I've asked them for advice. I've seen what works. I've seen what doesn't work. I'm picking and choosing, okay? So, if I mess up, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll come to therapy with you later. And they just give me a look, and they understand, and it's fine. So, in the spirit of silliness and strangeness and just being a storyteller, I like to introduce these small characters, these little side characters in my story that don't really... Some of them don't push the story forward, some of them do, but this particular page allows me to move the story forward in a way that's a little more interesting than just continuing the last page, the previous page, where they're just running. And with this page they're still running, and nobody wants to watch 2 pages of robots running across the page. So I decided to tell part of it from a different point of view. And I always like drawing ants. I don't know. It's weird. I always wonder what ants think when people walk by anyway. They were just fascinating to me as a kid. Second only to dinosaurs, I think. So I have this little side story that shows that the robots are still running, but it makes it more interesting because now you have the drama of this particular ant being the only one to make it out of the stampede alive, and he's being questioned by the people in charge of his colony. And it gives you some side interesting characters, and it gives me a chance to draw ants, and it tells a little side story, and you get to fill in this little... It fills out the universe, you know? And I think that's what makes stories really good and interesting, is when the universe is filled out, or it has room to be filled out. I could have told this whole story with just the robots, none of the side characters, and it would have been maybe half as long and 1/10 as interesting. This way you get like an expanded view of this, and you get to see more of it. And I think I think that life is more complete when you get to see more of it. when you look out beyond your limited view and your own life, when you look out at the things in the world around you and the people around you, life gets more interesting. And I know in some cultures that's a curse, you have an interesting life. But in other cultures, it's a good thing, and it keeps life from being boring. And the more you go out into it, the more you contribute, the more it contributes to you. So it's kind of this circular exchange with the universe. By adding to its depth, it adds its depth to you. I think I'll end there. I don't think I'm going to come up with anything even remotely better than that. So yeah, I think those are my thoughts to share with you. I hope you all are having a wonderful week. I hope you find something to enjoy and to contribute to the world this week, and I hope that the world contributes to you. Coming up here at the bottom of the screen, there's going to be some credits for music. These are cool bands. Check them out. They're on YouTube. These are Creative Commons videos, so it's okay to use. They've given permission, and I'm giving credit. If you're watching this on YouTube, please think about joining us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Alan Dunlap. You get to see scanned images of final works, you get photos of other projects that I work on, you get downloadable images of the pages for the comic books, and you can color them in if you want. They're coloring book pages, you can color them. It's fun. Color them with other people. It's more fun with two. I'm on Instagram. I've also dipped my toe into TikTok. Still trying to figure that out. I'm not quite crazy or extroverted enough to get involved in that. You're hearing a siren in the background, and that's not coming from me. If you're watching this on Patreon or anywhere else, check out youtube.com/dreamofart1. I want to appreciate you all for listening and watching, and Volume 2 is out on Amazon. You can go to Amazon.com and check out Found Earth Volume 2. I hope you will. I enjoy it. It's fun. The artwork gets better. The storytelling gets better. Learning as we go. And that's how you do things. I'll talk to you next week. Alright. Oh, yes. I want to thank Amanda and Joe. They're on Patreon. They support the artwork. I hope you'll join them so that I can make more and keep this going. Alright. Talk to you next week.